Oh yeah, it's beautiful outside. It's that golden hour, baby. Perfect time to take pictures of it, but I'm not going to. Instead, we're going to make a little informational video for you guys about these 1999 through 04 Mustang New Edge, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to be specifically about mine, but it is going to be about the 1999 through 04 Mustang era, the GTs, V6, Cobra. I do have a list made up of what I like to talk about, and I'm actually going to pull the car out and get into the sun, even though it is shady right now. But might as well, I have an excuse to pull it out, start the car up, so I'm going to do that right now. No miles right there. So I'm gonna turn the car off just because it's harder for you guys to hear me. I watched the last video and the car is just so damn loud. I'd like you guys to be able to hear what I have to say because it is so important. God damn, shit's fucking filthy. God. Big tire problems, what can I say? Might as well pull up a seat and listen. Cause I'm gonna take a seat right here, relax, and get serious. So I'm gonna take my shades off. Oh yeah. Alright, got my list right here. To start this off, these cars are old and they're getting dated and they look dated. This car is from 1999. This body style started in 99. That's 18 years old and ended in 04 for this era. 04 is still 13 years old. So this body style is damn near 2 decades old. It's almost as old as I am. I'm 21. These cars are almost 20 years old. That's crazy. So you best bet these cars are gonna look older. They're gonna perform older. It's just older. These cars only made, the GT at least made, so this one behind me from factory maybe made 260 horsepower on a good day, and that is with amazing conditions and everything working perfect. Not to mention the cars are gonna have more miles on it depending on how many miles you put on the car and how often you drive the car. It's gonna have carbon buildup and the motor's not gonna run as good, and that's just what happens with any vehicle as it gets older. It's just aging, just like us people. We age and our performance goes down, our testosterone goes down for us males, and we just don't perform as well. And if you're gonna consider even talking about the V6 model, it puts out a whopping 193 horsepower to the crank, and that's like less than my Honda Civic, and that's a 4-cylinder. The other one has 2 more cylinders. That's pathetic. But again, these are old cars, and this is just how it was for its time. Don't get me wrong, obviously I love the Cobras, and that's why I have the Cobra front bumper, just because I want to model my car after one. Not completely, but those cars did make good power for the time, and even for today's standards, that's a lot of power. 390 horsepower, that's damn near 400 horsepower, and that's stock, and they were known to produce a little bit more than that. So in other words, if you don't have an L3 Cobra, you're SOL. Let's go to the cosmetics, and I'm going to stand up and show you around on my car, even though I don't have all the stock components on it that it would have had from factory, like my hood, my bumper, my wheels, my paint. It's silver. You can get a silver Mustang of this year, although mine has a blue pearl in it, but I'm just being cocky. We talk about ricers and having some big wings, fake AutoZone vents, just cosmetic modifications that would be showcased on a Honda Civic on the old Fast and Furious movies, one of the first few in the early 2000s. Of course, this is an early 2000s car. Makes sense, but it is not a Honda Civic, and I don't think it's a fucking ricer, but there's a lot of things that it does have in common with a ricer. Like for instance, a lot of these came with a non-functional hood scoop. I personally don't have that, But it did, and I did have a non-functional hood scoop. You could have easily made it functionable if you drilled holes into the honeycomb that made it look like it was a vent, but it really wasn't a vent. Despite the Mach 1 having a shaker hood, which was functionable and connected to the intake manifold, that is still, again, one model out of however so many models there are. And even then, it didn't give it too much horsepower. So you got the side scoops, and there's different variants of these side scoops. That is one thing that is not functional. Again, you got the honeycomb inserts right there to make it look like it's a vent, but it's not. What is it supposed to do? Cool these brakes? No, it's not going to cool the brakes. It's plastic, and it doesn't do shit at all. It's just a piece of plastic. Now, without them, granted, without them, the car would probably look pretty dull and pretty plain, and this is what gave the car its name, the New Edge, and just body lines and just different curves. So that does give it that New Edge look. I get it, but at the same time, it's still not functional, and it's cheap. Big wangs, whatever you want to call them. This is, again, a wing. It's not big, but it's not functional, because I doubt this is going to give the car any downforce and keep the car planted on the ground, especially because why would you need it when this car is a 2-valve and only produces maybe 260 horsepower, which was from the factory. Alright, allow me to take you inside. The Chiefs are poorly made, honestly. I'm just going to put it like that. The seats are just poorly made. It's like sitting on cardboard with a spring and just a little bit of a cushion on it. It's like an old box spring. It's worse than an old box spring bred. I honestly don't even know why the hell it came with this coin holder. Now, I know it also depends on which model you have and what year you have, but for instance, the Mustang Bullet headrests are normal, but mine are hot dogs. They're literally hot dogs. What head is this made for? Now, there's no doubt that I love this car. I do think these cars look awesome, even with their tacky and gaudy features. That's what makes the car a New Edge, and that's what makes this car what it is. I bought this car, I've owned it for 5 years and don't plan on getting rid of it, honestly, ever. If I do, it'll be for like a Z06 Corvette. And I hope by the time I can afford a Z06 Corvette, I can be fortunate enough to own both cars. Despite all the honeycomb and fake side scoops, I love it. I think they can look awesome, and a lot of them do look awesome. All the other sub-models do look awesome. You got the Bullet, which does look cool. You have a lot of unique features on the Bullet. The Bullet is a unique car. It's one of however so many. You got the Cobra, which is again a unique looking car. Mach 1, which is a unique looking car. These cars are awesome. They all have something that makes them unique. Would I buy another one of these? Yes. If I wrecked this car, would I try to fix it, or would I try to buy another one? Probably, because I love these cars. So, you tell me what you guys think. Do you think these cars are dated? Do you think these cars are just... Do you think these cars look good and do look up to date to 2017 standards with these crazy looking cars and crazy body lines? Is this New Edge something that you could see driving around on the road and go, wow, that car looks cool, that car still looks somewhat new? You let me know. But anyways, guys, that's all I'm going to talk about today. That's all I got. And if this is the first time you guys are tuning in, please click that subscribe button. I'm going to make plenty more content about this car, my other car, and do reviews of my friends' cars, etc. So if you guys liked the video, give the video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.